Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Brian from the Unbound Series channel, and today I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a different video. What you guys are about to see is part 1 of chapter 1 of my book, Unbound, The Spirits Awaken. I've been very excited and very hesitant to kind of share this with you guys, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading my copy to you guys. Without further ado, let's begin. The night was stormy and gloomy. Thunder can be heard in the distance. A young, pale-complected man can be seen following a young woman into a dark alleyway of a large city. The young man is wearing a long black trench coat, a black shirt, dark blue jeans, black boots, and has short, spiked brown hair. The woman is wearing a small black jacket, black fingerless gloves, a black top, black skirt, and black leggings, and black slip-on shoes. She has brown, straight hair with black streaks in it. Lightning flashes, revealing two shadows. The man's appears human. The woman's does not. The woman looks back at the man following her. She then takes off in a sprint. He chases after her. At the end of the alleyway is a fence, blocking another alleyway. The woman sprints up the wall by the side of the fence and backflips over it to the other side. The young man chases her and inhumanly jumps over the fence. Within seconds, the young man catches her and slams her against the wall so hard it cracks. "You caught me. Now what?" she retorts with a sinister smile. The young man just growls and lifts the woman into the air by her neck. The woman quickly grabs his wrist and pulls it back, removing his hand from her throat. "Damn, stronger than I thought," the young man mutters. She then reaches down and smells him as if she was trying to guess the kind of cologne he's wearing. "Your sins are so flavorful, Keith," she says with a psychotic look in her eye, as her eye color changes from brown to black. Keith has a confused yet angry look on his face, as if he is thinking, "How did she know my name?" He then punches the woman as hard as he can. She then slams back into the wall and hits the ground hard. She then gets up and wipes the black blood from her mouth. "I'm a whole nother class of monster than you've ever fought. And this time, boy, you've bitten off more than you can chew," she says as she smiles darkly and tilts her head to the right shoulder. She starts to chuckle a little. "Here, let me show you," she spouts, as the veins around her eyes become visible with a black hue. She slightly moves her index finger. Keith is then sent flying into the wall behind him headfirst. He goes up through the wall. He then is dragged up the wall, his head leaving a gap in the wall. The gash goes up 10 feet before Keith breaks free from the force that sent him up there. Keith frees himself from the hole in the wall, flips out and into the upper part of the wall and clings to it upside down like a lizard climbing down from a tree. A roar of a beast can be heard coming from Keith's mouth. The look of rage on his face is inhuman as his eyes turn from cool blue to an amber color and slit like a cat. His canines of his teeth and nails of his hand grow sharp and pointed. Like a bullet launched from a gun, Keith charges at the woman and jumps off of the wall. A look of fear is on the woman's face as she sees that Keith is clearly something beyond human. Keith hits the ground with a loud crash, so hard a cloud of dust blows up as he hits it. The woman jumped out of the way of Keith's attack. She then backflips to the wall behind her and soars all the way up it to the building behind Keith. Keith then looks up to see her land on the roof of the building behind him. Keith does something that no human is capable of doing. He wheels himself into the air and flies after the woman with black eyes. The woman makes it to the center of the roof of the building, when she is then clotheslined by Keith, who seems to come out of nowhere. Keith then stomps on her stomach and kicks her so hard she is flung back into the railing of the roof. The woman then gets up on her knees. I guess I'll have to get out of this girl and stop holding back, she says. The young woman starts to gag and black liquid starts to ooze from her mouth and eyes. As the fluid leaves the woman, her hair starts to curl from being straight. Keith looks at the liquid with disgust and hatred. Finally, the woman stops gagging as the black fluid is expelled from her. She then falls to the floor of the roof. Her hair is moved from the impact and reveals a bird-shaped marking at the base of her neck. The black puddle that is spewed from the woman is now moving on its own towards Keith. Keith jumps back, dodging its vile touch. From this liquid rises a horrid monster. It has long black horns and black skin. Its eyes glow a dark violet. On its hands, the monster has sharp nails, and at the end of each fingertip they appear to be as razors. The monster steps from the puddle, drawing in the last of the black fluid through its hooves.
Now you've signed your death warrant, boy,
the monster says as it charges at Keith. The monster moves forward fast, but Keith moves faster, catching it by the horns. I suppose I'll have to stop holding back as well, Keith says as he smiles. Keith then breaks the horns of the beast with a loud crack. The monster howls in pain and tries to swipe Keith with his claw, but Keith dodges it. He jumps into the air and kicks the monster in its goat-like face, breaking some of its fingers and teeth. Keith charges forward for another punch, but the monster swipes his legs, knocking him on his back. The monster goes to stomp on Keith, but again he gets out of the way of the attack. Rolling away, Keith ends up against the guard railing of the building.
Now I've got you,
the monster chuckles. It goes to take a swing of its claws at Keith. Is that what you think? Keith retorts. Keith's eyes begin to glow amber again. And an orange beam exits from his eyes, hitting the monster in the arm, and the arm had been reduced to ashes on the ground. The monster growls even louder in pain, holding the stub where its arm used to be. Keith gets up and punches the monster again. Bet that stings like a bitch, says Keith as he picks up the monster off the ground. I warned you, demon. I was done holding back, Keith roars as he holds the demon by its neck.
You may have been me, boy, but we are many, and you cannot destroy all of us,
the demon spouts. Keith throws the demon to the air. His eyes glow amber again, firing a single fiery beam into the air, hitting the demon and reducing it to ash completely. Keith begins to walk away, but he hears the young lady stirring. He walks up to the girl. She wakes up, long enough to look at Keith, and then passes out. Keith picks her up off the ground and carries her into the edge of the building and jumps off with the girl, still in his arms. In the blink of an eye, Keith takes to the sky with the girl. Within moments, Keith spots a hospital and descends to the ground. There he lays the girl down gently on the concrete floor and pulls a firecracker from his pocket. His eyes glow a quick orange and the wick lights. Keith throws the firecracker at the front of the emergency entrance door. The firecracker goes off, getting the nurse's attention inside the building, causing her to come out and check the commotion. Keith leaves the girl lying there and walks away. A nurse from the hospital comes outside. She's a middle-aged African-American woman, and she is wearing dark blue scrubs. What the hell's going? The nurse rants. Keith cuts her off. This girl needs help. I found her in the alleyway, Keith states. The nurse bends down to check the young lady's pulse. What happened? The nurse inquires as she hears a whooshing sound. The nurse looks up to discover Keith is gone. There is a look of confusion on her face. Keith didn't go far, though. He was on the rooftop of a nearby building, watching the nurse. The nurse calls out another nurse, bring out a stretcher for the unconscious girl. He lifts her up into the stretcher, and the two nurses take her inside the hospital. Keith, now seeing the girl is safe, takes off to the sky. Within moments, Keith descends into a neighborhood. Keith steps from the shadow of a tree beside a sidewalk and walks to the driveway. He passes a mailbox with the name Connors written on the side. He walks to the front door of a two-storied house. He closes the door behind him and sees a young man in his mid-teens wearing a green and black striped hoodie. The boy has long, curved brown hair. The boy also has headphones in his ears. Keith can hear the buzzing of the music from the door. "Hey, Chase, is Dad home?" Keith calls. Chase looks at Keith as if he's asked him a stupid question. "I guess not," Keith mumbles, with an unsurprised expression. He walks to his upstairs bedroom and closes the door behind him, removing his jacket as he lies down on his bed, and within moments, Keith drifts to sleep. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button. If we can get this to 20 likes, I will do a part 2 of this video series. So get these likes up, guys. Share it with all your friends if you want to keep knowing what's going to happen. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. I'm a little bit curious. I'm Brian for the Unbound Series channel, and I'm signing off. Peace, guys.